What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Javante, aka Express Yourself. I'm coming back at y'all with another video, man. Don't mind the little do-rag. I just washed my hair, so my hair looks a little messed up, and I don't really want that on camera right now, so just ignore that. Just a little hair cover. Yeah, y'all ain't worried about my hair anyways. Y'all worry about this message, and this message that I got for you guys, this is a very important message, man. This is like probably one of my most important messages that I'm about to get out for you guys. And it's, if you have social anxiety, these are the things you need to change, Listen, I understand. Take it from me. I used to have a lot of social anxiety. I wouldn't even know, because that's a diagnosis that you can get from a therapist, and I never got that diagnosis. So I wouldn't really say that I had social anxiety, but that's what they call it nowadays when you're out in public and you're not really comfortable, you want to be alone, you don't really like being around groups of people, And that used to be me, y'all. That used to be me. And it may surprise you guys because I get on this camera, I talk freely, I talk about my experiences out in the world, and it doesn't really seem like I have anxiety, right? But that's because I put in a lot of work and a lot of energy to be able to socialize and to not feel like I had social anxiety, because that's step one. Step one is to stop telling yourself you have social anxiety. Stop telling yourself that, because the more you tell yourself that, the more you're going to believe it. In every situation you get into where you could be improving your social skills, your mind is going to automatically go, oh, I have social anxiety, this is going to go wrong. This isn't going to go, this isn't going to go well. Like, when you plan things out in your head, and before you go up and interact with people, and you make, you don't, well, first of all, you get on serum retention, that's not going to happen to you anymore. But you doing that, you're going to eventually be like, nah, I can't do it, I have social anxiety, I can't do it, it's going to go wrong. So first things first, stop telling yourself you have social anxiety, and tell yourself that I'm social. Every time, it's all about programming, y'all. Every single time that thought comes into your head that I have social anxiety, like, no. I am social. I am social. This every single time, y'all. Every single time. Without failure, And listen, y'all. Like I said, I used to have mad social anxiety growing up, especially when I started releasing. And around the time I started releasing, my family was starting to get broken and stuff, so I wasn't really I wasn't in the right headspace to be interacting with people. I didn't like people at all. So I used to get real nervous around crowds. I used to get, say I was around crowds, and then say I was in an intimate group, 7, 8 people, I would especially be quiet. Then I would really be in a shell. And then around women, I wouldn't even talk to women, bro. I wouldn't even say that. It would take me so long to get comfortable enough to talk to women. It would take me a while. It would take me her approaching me a couple times, and that carried on. The way I've been working a lot in my life, so the improvements that I see in my life really happens at the workplace. That's where I really get a lot of my social skills. And I remember at my first job, man, I worked at McDonald's my first job, and bro, I was so shy, bro. I was so closed off. I didn't want people talking to me, bro. And I used to be so nervous, bro. There was this one girl in there that I know, looking back now, she was feeling me, but I didn't even and I was nervous for my first job anyways. I was just so in the corner, curled up in a ball, and I wanted to say nothing, but I was scared. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. And then my next job, the plaza job, that was where I was working with 3 people at a time. And at this time, this is when I started to notice that, this is when I actually clicked for me, okay, my social skills are horrible. I don't even know how to talk to people, because I was seeing people talk to each other. I'm observing, I'm seeing people talk to each other. I'm seeing people people are trying to interact with me, but I don't know what to say. talking under my voice. I'm saying one quick word. I'm saying a grunt or something. But then at this movie theater job that I had, it was real intimate, and I was always working with girls, so the nerves always came up. And I remember there was just one girl that used to work there, and I thought she was fine. She was way older than me. I was 16, and I didn't know how old she was, but she was in college, so she was probably 18, 19 at this time. But I used to like her, and that was the first time that I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna actually try, bro. I'm gonna actually try. I'm gonna actually put myself out there and make myself uncomfortable, and I'm gonna try it on this girl that's probably out my league, that I realistically have no chance with. Even though she's feeling me a tiny bit, she's approaching me and stuff. I think she's just trying to get me out of my comfort zone, though. But I'm gonna try, So I started interacting with her a little bit. I started, what I would do is ask a question. Just ask any random question. The first question that comes to my mind, just to keep a conversation going. And listen, y'all. One of the most important messages in this video will be what I'm about to say right now. You have to make yourself uncomfortable until it's comfortable for you. You have to go out there and be willing to make yourself uncomfortable until everything feels comfortable for you, until you get used to it. Small talk is going to be uncomfortable at first. You're not going to like it. It's going to feel pointless at first. But eventually, as the weeks and months and years add and stack on, the more and more you're doing this, eventually it's going to feel like second nature to you. Video games, for example. When you first started playing video games, our dad probably introduced us to video games. Our dad used to whoop us in the video games, It used to be easy, just get them out the way. But then eventually, instead of playing only on the weekends, your dad gave you a little bit more permission. You can play on the weekdays after all your homework is done. Now you're a little bit more consistent on the game, and now you're way better. Now next time you face your dad, you're spanking him. Life is just like that. Anything you're not good at, you have to just keep trying. Eventually you'll get good at it. Eventually you'll get good at it. There's no way you're gonna go up and every day and you're going out and making small talk, and there's no way that you won't get a little bit better at it each time. 1% better every day. Just get 1% better every single day. That's not a crazy ask. And if you got a job where you work and you interact with a lot of people, start trying to make small talk with a couple people. I'm not telling you to do this all throughout the day, all day, every day, 24/7. Just do it when you're feeling really good, when you're on that high. Go try to start a conversation if you can. If you're at the store, ask the cashier, how's your day been going? How's your morning been? How's the shift been? You can't, you're not going to change until you change. You can't change. You cannot change until you make the conscious effort to change. And this is still a work in progress for me. I'm not perfect with socialization. A lot of times I find myself isolating, I find myself wanting to be alone. I find myself working with some coworkers, and I gotta go to the bathroom for 5 minutes just to unwind for a little bit. I'm not perfect, and I'm not asking you to be perfect, but I'm asking you to be better. We can all do that. We can all be better. Peace, love, and harmony to everyone that's watching this message. Love and appreciate everyone for tapping back in, man. Y'all are the best. Y'all make me feel, even though I don't get a ton of views, I do get, to me, it's a ton of views. I used to post to 0 people at a point, and the point that now that I'm gaining some momentum, gaining some subscribers, I love it, and I appreciate y'all, I like I was saying, I feel like a leader, I feel like a leader. I feel like I'm doing what I'm naturally supposed to do, which is lead our men to the right path. If you're a woman watching this, I love y'all. I'm gonna protect and provide for y'all, but I'm sure there's some queens out there that their purpose is to lead y'all down the right path, and I'm sure y'all got them. I'm sure, hey, if you're listening to me as a woman, take in the game, apply some of this to your life. You go on your sexual journey. Go celibate for a year, protect your sexual energy, queen. But peace, love, and harmony to everyone that's watching this. I love and appreciate everyone that's tuning back into the video. I'm out.